Alright, so today I'm going to be showing off some parkour spots that you could get to with Zenyatta here, which means that pretty much every single hero should be able to do them. First one up, this isn't the most useful, but you can actually jump on top of these things with just the right angle. You can actually jump onto this statue from any side here, you just have to stand on this little bench part first, and then it lets you jump right on up. You could barely make it to the top of this guy right here and give yourself some nice high ground. You could actually walk all along this side, on this little side here. Overwatch 2 is covered with things like this that you can stand on the walls. If you walk around here, if you do want to get to that high ground, you could jump down from here and then go around like this. Alright, this next one's a few steps. You could jump right along this thing if you jump when it's sloped enough. Once you jump up there, you can make the jump onto these things, and then from there, just like the first one I showed, you could jump right on top. You could skip the first step of jumping on here by just barely looking at this shadow right here and just cutting this corner, and you can barely make that jump. Just like that. This is also nice just to be up a little bit. It's not much, but any high ground is useful for Zen. This next one's also pretty tricky. It's really hard to land actually, but you could aim for the top of this thing. You have to get around onto this side of it and then push in. There we go. You could just barely make it up here without having to take the stairs. You can only jump on the big ones. You can't jump on these ones that are only like half the size of the corner. These big ones, you could just jump straight up onto, no problem. And then you're up on this. This is also a tiny high ground spot. You could jump on top of these tanks and make it right up on here. If you jump right on top of this, whatever this thing is this supposed to clean things? Or is it a trolley? You jump on the handles, and then you kind of curve around to jump on this guy right here. And then you're up on this high ground. And they actually have some really nice cover here for whenever they're coming on in. If you jump on the bar stand here, then jump on this guy's drinks, and then jump right on here, you have some extra high ground. You could actually stand on this little corner, and if they're about to turn the corner and get you, there's a chance they might not see you back here. For starters, we've got this little statue guy that you could jump just straight on like this. You just aim for the corner, aim for the middle, and then you're right on up. Next up, we got this little gelato van. You could actually jump straight onto this by jumping right on the side of the hubcap, and then even though it's freaking out, you still have full control over jumping. It's a little finicky, but you could jump right onto this, oh, I guess if you stand here, fine. So jump on the side mirror right here, and then you're right on up. You could jump right up here if you really need to. It's really hard to make that jump, but you could also jump straight onto this car up here. And an easier way to get up there too is if you're already up here, you just jump right on over if you're good at the video game. There we go. On this side, it's just about the same thing. You could just jump right on up. This side is much easier to make that jump on though, because you got a little bit of height with the way that geometry is. Alright, last one that we have here is dropping off onto these little awnings that aren't really fully pulled out. This isn't so much useful as the other ones, but it is something that could potentially work out for you. If for some reason you just really need to get up here, you could jump up on top of this car, aim for the corner of these guys. You could stand on each and every one of these. You just can't move pretty much at all. You jump up and then kind of move after you've jumped, and you could jump straight up here from there. You can actually make this jump if you get just the right angle on your jump. There we go. Normally you can't get back over this wall. If you jump up on here and use these little corners like we did in the previous spot, if you aim for this corner, aim right here, and if you just barely get the jump right, you can make it right on up. Now doing it on this side seems to be just a little bit more easy to get the trick. You could just go right on up here, and then from there, you could just aim for that corner. You could actually aim for the little corner of this. You have to let go as you move into it. If you step back, jump, and then fall onto it, then you actually stand on top here. Break this, you can jump right on up. Compared to the other side of the map, there's this little, whatever this thing is, and you could just jump straight on top of it. You could stand on this little sign right here, and I don't believe you could do it on the other side of this map. You could stand on these little corners. I found out that if you stand up here, you could actually just make it right on top. And I've tried for hours, but you cannot make the jump from here to here. However, on this side, you can get pretty close to making it on top of here. Just jump on this car, and you could jump on this little picture thing. And that's the best I've gotten so far. Going down from there, this is very slight, but you could jump on top of this guy just to cut the tiniest amount of time. And on this side, you can't make the jump up on top of here, but from this side, the geometry is just a little bit different, and you could just jump right on up. Can't make this jump though. But if you are on this side, which we started off on, you actually can make this jump between the two spots. I haven't found anything wonky to actually be able to get up here, but you can stand on this little corner here that Overwatch 2 is full of. You could stand on the side of this little bridge here. If you stand on these benches, it gives you just enough height to jump over the top of this thing. You find them right here, they start chasing you, you just jump over, and now they have to walk the whole way through. You just do it again. You could actually stand on top of these little walls here. Let's say you're fighting people right here. You could jump right over the side here if they start looking at you. If you think they're about to push you, and they might just not look at you. It's a little dangerous, obviously. Not much, but you can jump on top of these little guys. You could actually jump on top of this little cart here. That's only present on this side. All right, next up we have New Queen Street. The first thing I want to show you guys is if you jump on these benches, you could jump right on up. It's a little finicky because if you keep walking, then you get this little funkiness going and you can't jump consistently. But if you just stop, then you jump and move afterwards, then you get right on up. Just to save a tiny bit of time, because every second matters. As you're coming out of spawn, you could just jump over the side of this, jump over that, and you clear just a little bit of a corner. Next up is this bus stop, which you could jump on top of by jumping on this trash bin and then jumping on top of it just like that. This one's pretty useful if you know the enemy is on top and you want to get some quick damage in. If you jump on top of this bench, you jump on top of this little vending machine, and then only on this side there's a sign that you could actually stand on top of. And if you jump, you actually get some free shots there. And they probably aren't going to really be able to do much. You could actually just barely make this jump. You have to line it up just right. This is probably going to take me a few. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. If you want to jump down from here, but you want to maintain at least a little bit of high ground without too much cover, you can make the jump onto this side. I'm not sure if anyone knows, you could actually make these jumps as well, which are useful if you really don't want to enter the room. If let's say there's a Junkrat or something in there. Next up, if you're fighting from here and you're playing off this health pack, you could actually just jump straight up on here. That one's a little bit more obvious, but maybe people would just walk around. You could do the same thing with this area and just jump right on here, as well as this spot with the vending machines, which you could jump on this, or you could jump on this little corner here. You make it right up on there. This one's very tight, but if you aim for this little corner, you could actually make this jump right up on here. You can make this jump. It's also a little tight, but not as tight as the last one. If you think they're about to walk through here, you gotta conceal yourself by getting right up in this corner. And they probably won't see you all the way up until they get around right here or so. While it might look like you could stand on these awnings, you really can't. You could jump on top of this little bus stop right here, but good luck actually making your way back. Oh wait, you can. This spot's kind of nice to play because when you got a health pack, and if you need to get up here real quick, you can. You could actually jump on top of this guy. And you could do it on both sides here, you just can't walk all the way around. If you get just the right angle, by stepping back a little bit and hitting the top of your jump just as you impact it, then you actually get a little bit of a glide over. You stand on top of this. You can also make the jump by jumping up here, and then if you curve around, you should make it just like that. You could also save a little bit of time by jumping on here from this police car. Just to have a little bit more speed, you could jump on top of this guy right here and jump right on over. An actual parkour run that I would expect to see in real life. You could jump on top of this railing and then jump on top of the planter here, just barely. Jump on top of this railing or just in these plants as well. You just gotta make sure you're not in them, you're on them. And you can make this jump into this corner. Then you can be on top of here too. And you can make that jump on either side here. Now, if you don't have this handrail here, what you could do is jump on this guy right here. If you can aim it just correctly, to be able to get on top of there. There you go. You can brush past this tree, jump on top of here, and you actually have a little bit more movement than you would expect. You actually can jump from window to window. You could actually stand on top of this little corner right here, which allows you to jump into this window. Okay, I found this in frustration of this side not working. You could jump on this podium, jump on this little sign here, and just barely make it up on here. Now, if you try the same on this side, it just doesn't work. I was literally talking about if someone could find a way to make it work on this side. Okay, if you jump on this little side thing, you get on top of this little bus station, you can stand on top of these little lamps right here. If you stand right on top here, it pops you up like this for a little bit. You can jump on top here. This was another close one that I can't quite get, but maybe someone else. Why is it every time that I say that and then I get it? All right, well, you can stand up here, which is really nice, actually. Spent like 10 minutes on that one.